Jaundice and this one, anemia is very important. So, you may face it as short notes. Okay, so or different types of explain different types of anemia. So, maximum 5 marks will be there. So, for this 5 marks, what you must know, you have to define what is anemia, and you have to classify anemia. So, anemia is classified in 3 ways. One is clinically, mild, moderate, severe. Another is etiological, based on the causes. What are the causes of this anemia? There will be 5 different headings of these causes, and there will be morphological classification. Okay, so in short, Ani means what? Nothing. No. Okay, Mia means blood, means no blood, less blood. So it actually means less blood in your body. Okay, anemia. So anemia, how can we define? It's a blood disorder. It's a blood disorder. Anemia is a condition, blood disorder, in which there is reduction in hemoglobin concentration, reduction in RBC count, reduction in packed cell volume. That will lead to tissue hypoxia, because it is the RBC that carries oxygen to the tissues. So if RBC level is less, hemoglobin is less, who will carry oxygen to the tissues? And less supply of oxygen will be there in the tissues. So and this is called hypoxia. Less supply of oxygen. When the tissue faces less oxygen, then condition is hypoxia. So tissue will face hypoxia, and this hypoxia. And this hypoxia can lead to different organ dysfunction. As a result, different signs symptoms will develop. Could you got what is the anemia? Is that clear? Okay. Now, anemia is a major killer in India. For every one female is suffering from, in India, on an average, 50% of women is suffering from anemia. And death, for every 5 deaths because of anemia, there is 1 death for female. Female are suffering mostly by anemia. Okay, in every 5 maternal death is directly due to anemia. Anemia affects both adults and children, and mostly females suffer this disorder. Okay, female and children. And anemia, this is the anemia definition. And here in blood there is less number of RBCs, here more normal number of RBCs. And these are the normal level of hemoglobin in different population. In men this is more than 30, in women it should be more than 12, in pregnant women it should be more than 11, and so on. Okay, and why this anemia happens? It happens decreased production of RBC, or increased loss of RBCs through hemorrhage, or increased destruction by hemolytic destruction. These are the 3 main causes. Okay, then what is the pathophysiology? Decrease in RBC, hemoglobin and hematocrit level, there will be decreased oxygen carrying capacity, obvious, because the RBCs will be carrying oxygen, so there will be decreased supply of oxygen, and there will be hypoxia, tissue hypoxia, and this will affect the organ functioning. As a result, signs and symptoms of anemia will develop because of dysfunction of those organs. Okay, risk factors, poor socioeconomic conditions, and multiparity. Those who are having those who are having multiple pregnancies, and menstrual problems, dysmenorrhea or menorrhagia. There is excess blood loss, hereditary blood disorders, and the sign symptoms. What are the sign symptoms of anemia. There is easy, the person will suffer easy fatigue, there will be loss of energy, there will be weakness, pounding pulse, this throbbing you can feel, it is pounding, okay, pounding heartbeat, okay, there will be pounding heartbeat, palpitation will be there, tachycardia may be there, shortness of breath, that is dyspnea, shortness of particularly while you will be doing exercise or running or walking, you will feel dyspnoic, difficulty in breathing. Okay, there will be headache, difficulty in concentrating. Difficulty in concentrating, there will be vertigo, reeling of head, insomnia, you cannot sleep properly, and cognitive impairment, fainting may also occur. Dizziness and vertigo is same, and pale skin. The skin will be pale, eye will be pale, and there will be leg cramps and splenomegaly. When there is mood destruction, means who is involving with this destruction process? Spleen. It removes the abnormal cells. So splenic activity will be more. As a result, spleen will be increased in size. Okay. So these are the symptoms and signs. Signs. If the long-term anemia may be because of iron deficiency. In such case, what will happen? The nail, particularly in children, will become boat-shaped. This curvature will not be there. It will be boat-shaped. Okay. And there is Koilonychia. So, this nail will be brittle nails. There will be brittle nails and brittle hair. And there will be angular stomatitis, here there will be stomatitis, and your tongue will be looking red because the papilla, normally our tongue surface is rough, no? Because of papilla, is projecting papilla. But in such case, long-term anemia, there will be smoothening, there is atrophy of the papilla. So it will look red. So this is called atrophy of the papilla of the tongue, and there will be dysphagia. Dysphagia means difficulty in swallowing. So there will be glossitis. So these are glossitis actually, glossitis. Okay. So these are now we classify. First way of classifying anemia is clinical classification. So what is clinical classification? How we classify it? There is mild anemia when hemoglobin concentration will be 9 to 12. Milligram percent, then it is mild. If it is 6 to 9, it is moderate. And if it is below 6 gram percent, then it is severe. If it comes down to below 4 gram percent, then cerebral function, brain function may be impaired. Etiological classification, importantly, part is very important. So etiological classification means cause-based classification. So what are these? 5 important headings we are having. One is hemorrhagic anemia. Hemorrhage. There will be hemorrhage, and causes of hemorrhage are different, multiple, and hemolytic anemia, nutritional deficiency anemia, aplastic anemia, and anemia of chronic diseases. Anemia of chronic. Hello? Can you remember these 5 points? What are these etiological, if I classify, what are these factors? For the hemorrhagic classification. Hemorrhage means loss of blood because of injury. Okay. So this hemorrhage may be of 2 types. One is acute, say accident. So there will be acute hemorrhage, and it may be chronic. The person who is suffering from piles, peptic ulcer. So there is continuous loss of blood. Okay. In case of menstruation, huge bleeding. Okay. Every cycle there is huge pain, dysmenorrhea. Menorrhagia. So in such case, there is loss of blood. So that is called chronic hemorrhage. Chronic hemorrhagic anemia. Okay, in such case, what happens? I'll describe during the last 30 minutes. Okay, and next we are coming to hemolytic anemia. Hemolytic anemia, we will classify it into 2 groups. One is intrinsic, problem within the RBC. Another factor is problem is outside. It will affect the RBCs. Okay, let's see what are the intrinsic factors. Intrinsic factors, one is RBCs having membrane defect, spherocytosis, elliptocytosis, RBC becomes elliptical and spherocytosis become round, not disc-shaped. So these are abnormal cells. They are destroyed, they are hemolyzed. These are because of membrane defect, there may be hemolysis, enzyme defect. Glucose 6 phosphatase, this enzyme, glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase, very important enzyme for RBC. RBC, it is a product of enzyme of pentose phosphate pathway, and this is needed. This enzyme is needed for NADPase formation. NADPase formation is essential for reduction of glutathione. Now, glutathione is very important for it prevents oxidative. There is oxidative damage of the cell, and this oxidative damage is prevented by glutathione in reduced form. So, to make the glutathione, to prevent the RBC membrane, to protect it, there should be presence of glutathione in reduced form. Who makes it reduced? NADPH. Who forms NAD? Who helps in the formation of NADPH? It is this enzyme. So in absence of this enzyme, this protection is lost. So enzyme defect and pyruvate kinase deficiency. Pyruvate kinase is the enzyme that is required in last step of glycolysis. In the last step, what is the ATP is formed. So in case of this deficiency of this enzyme, there will be less formation of ATP. Without ATP, RBC cannot work, cannot live. So RBC will die. That is, RBC will be died before its expiry. Okay. So this one is important. Hemoglobin abnormalities, sickle cell anemia and thalassemia. There may be question. There may be question only on this. What is thalassemia? What is sickle cell anemia? So you have to describe it in short. Sickle cell anemia. In sickle cell anemia, what happens? In this anemia, the hemoglobin is abnormal. Okay, particularly in which chain? Beta chain. In beta chains, in the sixth position, there is glutamic acid. This glutamic acid replaced by valine. As a result, it becomes abnormal. Okay, then what is the problem with this? They become crystallized. So when these crystals are deposited, crystals take the position shape of sickle. As a result, the shape of RBC becomes sickle. And while they flow through the capillaries, they obstruct the capillaries. As a result, they are hemolyzed there. Okay, so this is another cause of obstructive, cause of this sickle cell anemia. And thalassemia, you need this because question may come. You need this. Thalassemia, what is thalassemia? Thalassemia are of two types, alpha and beta thalassemia. Beta thalassemia are again two types, major and minor. So what the difference between major and minor, that has to be discussed. Okay, so I will discuss it later on. And thalassemia, different kinds of thalassemia, the difference between major and minor. And extrinsic hemolysis. So hemolysis can be because of two factors. One is intrinsic factors. I told all this, what is this factor? Another factor is extrinsic hemolytic anemia. So here one is immune based hemolysis. Some drugs can produce immune reaction. That immune bodies will destroy the RBCs. So autoimmune disorders, they target some cells of the body, it may target the RBCs. So there will be, if they target the RBCs will be hemolyzed. There is mechanical, RBC can be destroyed or hemolyzed by mechanically. For example, if the patient has implanted mitral valve, okay, and a prosthetic valve, and while blood will be flowing through this prosthetic valve, some RBCs may be destroyed, hemolyzed. Okay, and infection, malaria infection, hepatitis infection, septicemia, they can also cause hemolysis. Next, toxin like snake venom,